There we go. We started recording, and now I'm going to share the screen again. Let's see. Can you see anything in there or not? Not yet. Can you see anything?
No.
No?
No.
There we go. Now you can see, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I can't remember if we started with this last class. Did we see this last class, the people who came? About some types of video games? Did we discuss anything about these images that we have in here? Can I? Did we see anything about this or not? Do you remember?
Sí.
Yes. And what did we discuss about it? Do you remember? Can you tell me?
We talk about the two pictures. We have to describe them, something like that. We did un ejercicio del libro. No me acuerdo cuál.
Speak English, then I speak English.
We did a task from the book.
All right. There were two images in which you have two types of video games, I think. First one is about a game which is related to sports like football. What was this one, right? And the other one is about an image in which there is a group of people doing some activities. The first thing that we did about this was to discuss or to talk about what type of games, if you had played this type of games in your life. Okay, Danaya, for example, have you ever played any type of these games before?
Yes.
Which one? The ones that is up or the one is down? The first or the second image?
The first one.
The
football one.
Yeah, the football one. All right. And have you played anything like the other one in which there is a kind of activities that people perform?
Yes, maybe it looked like The Sims, which is a game, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, in my case, I've never played anything like that, but so it says here some of the description. I think we did this. Look at some descriptions of the games in the pictures. Which one is being described in each? For example, picture number 1 is related to the game, to the football game, and picture number 2 is about family doing certain kind of activities. Yeah. For example, number 1, the people that you create are surprisingly realistic. What do you think is number 1 or number 2? What do you think? The people that you create are surprisingly realistic.
2.
Number 2. All right. Okay. What about number 2? Read it, please, Villaray. Read the sentence number 2.
It's an enjoyable game that sport fans will love.
Okay. Is it number 1 or number 2? The description. This description.
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Gabriela, what about number 3? Read it, please. Can you talk, Gabriela?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Number 3.
The gamer controls a group of people who find themselves in everyday situations.
What do you think? 1 or 2?
Number 2.
Number 2, that's right. Okay, Catalina Rice, number 4, read it.
You can manage players whose skills are poor and turn them into the best.
Okay, what do you think, number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Number 1, all right. Number 5, let's see. Catalina Rifo, read it, please.
Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid play, is just one of the stadiums you can compete in. Stadiums you can compete in.
Right? One
the
or two?
first.
The first
one.
All right, okay. And Yaresla, what about number 6?
Everyone has their own personality characteristics, which you give them, so they don't always get along. Number 2.
Everyone, yeah, all right. Everyone has their own personality characteristics, which you give them, so they don't always get along. All right, okay. In here, we're going to start working in grammar with relative clauses. Do you understand, or do you know what relative clauses are?
No.
Nobody knows anything about that? No?
No.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start reading about them. Okay. We're going to explain what relative clauses are. First of all, do you know what a clause is? What a clause is?
A sentence?
Yeah, but a sentence which is inside another sentence. Yeah. We're talking in a big sentence, but in between that sentence, you have also other sentence that also has a subject, a verb, and a complement. Yeah. It could be 1 in 2. Okay. That is a clause. A clause is a sentence that is inside another sentence. Yeah. First of all, is one part of it. Okay. Can you see now? Relative clauses, clauses with who, that, and
yes.
Yes, can you see? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is these are the relative clauses. When you use who, that, or which. Yeah. It says here, Danae, read this A, please. Study.
Study this example situation. Last week we had a party and a lot of people came. Everybody enjoyed it. And everybody who came to the party enjoyed it.
All right. Okay. You have in here a long sentence, and in here you make it into one. Okay. And this is a relative clause. Who came to the party? Who is a relative pronoun because it's replacing some people or some person. Okay. Everybody who came to the party could be Paul came to the party. Okay. So who came to the party enjoyed it. So you have 2 sentences in there. Everybody enjoyed it. This is one. And the other sentence, someone came to the party. Right? Can you see? So the clause is a sentence inside another sentence. And this sentence has subject, verb. Subject in this case is pronoun, who, verb, came, and complement to the party. So you have 2 sentences. First one is everybody enjoyed it. That is one. As subject, everybody, verb, enjoyed, complement it. But inside that other sentence, you have another one, who came to the party. Right? Okay. Continue reading, please, Danae. A clause. Read that.
A clause is a part of a sentence. A relative clause tells us which person or thing or what kind of person or thing the speaker means. The woman who lives next door to me. Who lives next door to me tells us which woman.
Yeah.
People who... Oh,
okay. Yeah, it's okay. So but did you get it? Okay, so it is very clear here. A clause is a part of a sentence. A relative clause tells us which person or which thing or what kind of person or what kind of thing the speaker means. So The relative clause is used to give more information about someone or something that is inside the sentence. Yeah. The woman, for example, if I say, the woman is stupid, right? But if I want to give more information about that woman, I can say, the woman who lives next door to me is stupid. See? Yeah. So I am giving more information about a person or a thing. Yeah. For example, people who complain all the time tells us what kind of people. Who lives next door to me tells us which woman. Okay. Now, the important thing in here is that we use who in a relative clause for people, not for things. Gabriela, read please these expressions in here with who.
The woman who lives next door to me is a doctor. I don't like people who complain all the time. What is that word? How I pronounce it?
An architect.
And an architect is someone who designs buildings. What was the name of the person who called? Do you know anyone who wants to buy a car?
All right. Okay. So when you want to give information about a person, you use who. But you can also use that. Yeah. You can say the woman who lives next door to me is a doctor. But you can also say the woman that lives next door to me is a doctor. I don't like people who complain all the time. I don't like people that complain all the time. So who and that could be used for people. Yeah. Now, let's see, Catalina Rifo. Continue reading, please. Oops.
We also use that for people, but not which. The woman that lives next door to me is a doctor, not the woman which. Sometimes you must use who, not that, for people.
All right, that is another thing. Continue with the Catalina, please. Catalina, Rifo.
When we are talking about things, we use that or which, not who, in a relative clause. I don't like stories that have unhappy endings, or stories which have unhappy endings. Grace works for a company that makes furniture, or a company which makes furniture.
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 Fur.
The machine that broke down is working again now. Or the machine which broke down
is working again now.
In these examples, that is more usual than which, but sometimes you must use which.
All right. Okay. So, you can use then, in relative clauses, you use who or that for people, which or that for things. That's what you have to remember, okay? A clause is a sentence inside another sentence, and you use it to give more information about a thing or a person. Okay, let's continue. Yaresla, continue reading, please. In relative clauses, yeah, let us see.
In relative clauses, we use who, that, which, not he, she, they, it. Compare. I meet a Canadian woman at the party. She is an English teacher. I meet a Canadian woman who is an English teacher.
Okay. Before you continue, Yaresla, it says here you have two sentences. I met a Canadian woman at the party. That's one sentence. She's an English teacher. Another sentence. But you can make it one by using a relative clause. I met a Canadian woman who is an English teacher. So using who, you eliminate one sentence, you make it from 2, you make 1. Yeah. Okay. So here you have 2 sentences separated. Encontré, I met a Canadian woman at the party. That's one thing. She's an English teacher. That's another thing. So I can make it 1 by joining them with who. I met a Canadian woman who is an English teacher. Okay. So the relative clauses are used to make also your language more fluent, okay? Faster, and not like a telegram in separating in different sentences, okay? Sometimes you need to connect your sentences and make it 1 in order to make them more fluent. Read the other one, Yaresla, please.
I can't find the keys. They were on the table.
Where you have to, wait. You have 2 sentences in there. I can't find the keys. That is one sentence. They were on the table. That's another sentence. Now, make it 1, read it.
Where are the keys that were on the table?
Where are the keys that were on the table? Right? Not that they were. Okay? That were on the table. Okay, finish the last part, Catalina Rifo. What? Letter D.
What? The things that. Compare what and that. What happens was my fault. Everything that happened was my fault. Not everything what happened. The machine that broke down is now working again. Not the machine what broke down.
Yeah. So what is like lo que and that que. Everything that happened, todo lo que sucedió. What is used at the beginning? That is connecting 2 sentences. The thing that happened was my fault. Or what happened was my fault. All right. Okay, so now we're going to try to do some exercises with this. Okay, I'm going to show you, I'm going to share. I'm going to put this in anyway in the classroom. Yeah, in classroom. But anyway, I'm going to try to put it up a little bit. Okay, wait. In there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to try. Let me share now. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know if you can see. Wait. It's difficult for me to do this. Yeah. Okay. Here I have some exercises for you to do. Okay. It says, what do these words mean? Choose from the, can you see, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do these words mean? Choose from the box and write sentences with who. All right. For example, an architect is someone who designs buildings. An architect is someone who designs buildings. Now you have a customer, a burglar, a coward, a tenant, a shoplifter, a liar, a pessimist. And then you have all these possibilities. Steals from a shop, doesn't tell the truth, is not brave, buys something from a shop, pays rent to live somewhere, breaks into a house to steal things, or expects the worst to happen. Okay? So now you have to make a sentence picking up the noun in here, a customer, a burglar, a coward, a tenant, a shoplifter, and complete it using the same structure. Is someone who, using these words in here. All right? Is it clear what you have to do? Okay, so try to do it. Think about it. We're going to do it only orally because we can't do it you can't write in here, okay? But I'm going to upload this for you for you to do the exercises at home. But we're going to do it here, all right? Anyway, let's see. Try to complete the ones that you know. And then maybe when you complete the first ones, you're going to use the other ones too. Okay, who can start using any? You can start by number 2, number 3, number 4, anyone. All right, let's see, Gabriela. Choose one and complete it. Gabriela, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
A shoplifter is someone who steals from a shop.
All right, good. A shoplifter is someone who steals from a shop. Perfect, that's the idea. Okay, let's see, Danai, choose another one. So we have an architect, someone who designs buildings. A shoplifter is someone who steals from a shop.
A coward is someone who is not brave.
All right. A coward is someone who is not brave. That's right. Let's see, Yaresla. We have a shoplifter, a coward.
A liar.
Sorry?
A liar is someone who doesn't tell the truth.
A liar is someone who doesn't tell the truth. That's right. Okay. Where is it? Yeah. All right. Let's see, Catalina Rice. Catalina, we have a liar, a shoplifter, a coward, and an architect.
Okay. A pessimist is someone who expects the worst to happen.
All right. A pessimist is someone who expects the worst to happen. Right. Let's see, Yarisla. What are missing? A customer, a burglar, and a tenant.
A pessimist is...
No, it's already there. We say you have only a customer, a burglar, and a tenant.
I don't know what you mean.
Number 2, number 3, number 5.
What do you mean, burglar?
Burglar. If I tell you that, I'm going to tell you the answer. But yeah, I would say I would use a synonym. A burglar, a robber.
Okay. A burglar is someone who breaks into a house to steal things.
Excellent. That's right. A burglar is someone who breaks into a house to steal things. In here, you know, we learned two words, 2 new words, burglar, yeah, and break into. To break into a house is to enter a house without permission, right? That is to break into. It's not that the guy breaks the house. It's not that it's not that the person quiebra la casa. It's that he breaks into, meaning he enters without permission. Okay? So a burglar is someone who breaks into a house to steal things. All right? A shoplifter is a person that steals from a shop. You have two new words in there, shoplifter and burglar. Okay, who can tell me what a customer is? What is a customer?
Someone who request a service.
A service? Yeah, someone who requests a service. Okay, but in here, which is the one that you can use in here? It's correct, Mirai, what you said.
Can be, it's someone who pays rent to live somewhere.
No. This is the
someone buys something from a shop.
Yeah,
okay.
Someone who buys something from a shop. So a tenant is someone, Danai, a tenant?
A tenant is someone who pays rent to live somewhere.
All right, see? Here you're learning and you are defining things. You're learning how to use the relative clause, but also you are learning how to define something or a person. Yeah. What is an architect? An architect is someone who designs buildings. What is a customer? A customer is a person who buys something from a shop. What is a burglar? A burglar is someone who breaks into a house to steal things. What is a coward? A coward is someone who's not brave. What is a tenant? A tenant is someone who pays rent to live somewhere. What would be a tenant in Spanish?
Arrendatario.
Un arrendatario, yeah? That is a tenant. A shoplifter, how do you call that, a shoplifter? A shoplifter is a person who steals from a shop. How do you call a shoplifter in Spanish or in Chilean?
Mechero.
Mechero,
Yes.
right? That would be a liar. You know that? A liar is a person that, who is someone who doesn't tell the truth. Are you a liar or not? Are you liars or not?
Depend the occasion.
It depends on the occasion, right? Sometimes you can be liars. Some people say that that you can. Do you know how to say mentiras piadosas in English? A white lie, una mentira blanca.
Sí, y por eso depende de la ocasión. O sea, para un bien o no.
Say it in English. It depends on the occasion, right? Yes. Sometimes you can lie in order not to damage another person. Okay. When someone is a little bit fatter, you don't say, pucha que está guatón. That's pretty bad. But you can say, oh, you look fine. Okay. You're a little bit fatter, but not much. Okay. You look a little fatter, but it's okay. Okay. So you can change a little bit something. All right. Okay. But that's the idea of relative clauses. Okay, now we're going to do this other exercise. Make one sentence from two. Use who, that, or which. Okay, there is an example here. A girl was injured in the accident. That's one word, one sentence. She's now in hospital. That's another sentence. So you have to make one. The girl who was injured in the accident is now in hospital. The girl who was injured in the accident is now in hospital. Okay, what we're gonna do here, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms for you to work in pairs. All right. So wait. Yes.
¿Es para hacer la actividad 2?
The second part, but it's I forget that I can't show, you know, you can't work in breakout rooms because you can't see. So now
Yo le quiero una foto.
Can you take the picture? Yeah, that would be.
I can.
Yeah, okay. Let's take it. Okay. Wait, I'm going to share it first for you to take the pictures. All right. I'm going to show the rest of the page and you will work together in breakout rooms from here. This is one. Okay. And also, no, you have to take 2 pictures of this. All right. Wait. Yeah, take 1 picture of this. No, still. Now, so this part, make 1 sentence from 2 to who, that, which. This part, okay? Take the picture, and now take the other picture. Complete the sentences, choose from the box, and use who, that, which. Something happened again. Wait. I think we can do only one part of it, but there are only 7, there are 7, 8 sentences that you can do here. You will have to take like 3 pictures. Can you do it or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ella la subió a Classroom.
I did it already?
Sí.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to try to put you in breakout rooms for you to discuss and make these sentences. How many people are there? 7. So we're going to have like 2 breakout rooms, okay? 1 and 2, create. Okay?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you can go and start working on that. Hello, are you working okay? Is there any doubts? Are there any doubts?
I don't know.
Danae can be who?
Number 9?
No, the 2. Oh, the number 2. Yes,
Wait. you can never say the number 2. You say number 2.
Sorry.
Because you are translating here. La número 2. You don't say that in English. Number 2 only, not the number 2. Okay, so forget about that. Now, number 2 would be who? That is what you are asking me. So it would be the waiter. How would you
waiter served us? He was, no. No sé cómo se puede poner.
The waiter who served us.
Yeah. Served us. And complete. You have to complete.
Después se borra el pronombre y se dice was
in English, don't speak Spanish.
Oh, sorry. So the waiter who served us was impolite and impatient.
Right, that is perfect. A waiter who served us was unpolite and impatient. Okay, so you make from 2 sentences, you make 1. Okay, now number 3, a building was destroyed in the fire. That is 1. It has now been rebuilt. How would you do it? Can you do it or not? The building that or which was destroyed in the fire has now been rebuilt. El edificio que, the building that or the building which was destroyed in the fire has now been rebuilt. So, el edificio que fue destruido en el fuego ha sido ahora reconstruido. Right? Now, in the number 4, it says, some people were arrested. They have now been released. There is a mistake here. They have now been released. Do you understand that? Release is soltado. Some people were arrested. They have now been released.
Profe, in number 2, the sentence is the building which?
Number 3.
Yes.
A building which or that. Well, remember that. Which or that, who or that. So a building which was destroyed in the fire is now being rebuilt. Now, some people were arrested. They have now been released. La gente que fue arrestada la han soltado ahora o ha sido soltada ahora. How could you do it? Remember that you're using here the people. Who, that, which, what? What can you use in there? The people? Hello. The people. What is the relative pronoun that you use for people? What is the one that you use for people? Who, which, or that? Huh?
Who?
Who, or that? So it would be the people who were arrested have now been released. Okay, continue working. All right, I'm going to leave this. And I'm going to continue with the rest. Okay, continue working, please.
Okay.
Pues ya la cuestión, no sé cómo iría.
Puede ser.
Pero visto el profe, lo podríamos preguntar. Ya, a ver, veamos la otra mientras tanto, porque parece que el profe está ocupado.
Está hablando de pana por teléfono.
Ah, sí, ya, entonces, veamos la otra mientras tanto y después le preguntamos.
Ya, vamos a la 4, ¿no?
Sí, la 4. Some people were arrested. They have now been released.
The people who... No, the people...
Es que lleva el son. ¿Cómo así calzar eso?
No, pues porque se pone the people.
Sí,
El
porque ahí
son
sale el de, a ver, the people which, no sé en realidad. ¿Cuándo se ocupaba el which?
se ocupa which. Which también se ocupa. A ver, voy a ir a buscarlo ahora. No. That y which se ocupan when we are talking about things.
Y aquí
Y
estamos hablando de
después-
personas.
Sí, ahí
Entonces
se
no
pone
podemos hablar de...
who.
The people who. Eso.
The
sí.
people who were arrested.
Eso mismo, sí.
Ya.
El
Vamos a escribirlo al tiro antes de que se me olvide. The people who were... Ay, yo ya escribí mal. Were arrested. Have now been released. No sé cómo...
Me parece que estamos... Se supone que tenemos que como que hacer una de esas dos frases.
Tipo.
Estamos como al principio
Ya, pero tenemos la primera parte. Eso es bueno. The people who were arrested. Y esta ya no me llevo. Have now. No sé. ¿Cómo sería la otra parte?
Sí. Puede ser así, the people who... ¿Y el where se queda ahí? ¿O no se pone sin where?
Who
The
were
people-
arrested. Parece que se queda ahí, no estoy segura. Que fueron arrestados. Who were arrested.
Okay, the people who were arrested have now been released. El
Yeah.
they, no, porque ya dijimos que...
Sí, pues have now. Now been released. Ya, cualquier cosa, si los tenemos malos, siempre se pueden corregir. Ya, a ver. El 4, ¿no es cierto? Sí. De ahí nos faltaría uno. Dice, a bus goes to the airport. It runs every half an hour. Ahí se puede ocupar el that or which, ¿o no? Porque son cosas, no son personas.
Exacto.
Efectivamente.
Ya.
So, the bus which goes
Podría ser
to the-
which. Ya, a ver, the bus which goes to the airport.
runs half hour. Porque el it's no, porque ya
Ya.
dije.
Runs.
Supondré yo.
No, pero yo creo que también es que igual se me hace sentido. Po. Aquí. Quedaría así, ¿o no?
Sí.
Ya. ¿Y se hace lo demás o no?
También parece.
O solamente. Ya, dale. A ver. Complete
Sí,
sentence.
porque no-
Choose a...
Calma, chiquilla, que yo estaba viendo la imagen que habían enviado al grupo y no encontré la cosa en el Classroom.
Ya, dale. Que parece que enviaron solamente la primera parte.
Sí, enviaron solo la primera parte. Dijeron que fue el 8 de octubre, ¿no?
Sí, el 8 de octubre
Sí.
subieron ayer.
A ver. Del 8 de octubre no me sale, o sea, me sale solo como una disculpa del profe y cuando
Sí,
subieron
pues,
la
es que si apretáis eso, ahí te sale.
Archivo adjunto. Están ahí todos.
Eso.
ahí está, ya. Pulento. A ver, calmado. Aquí está, po. Ya, ahora sí.
Ya, entonces, complete the sentence, choose the box, and use who, that, which. Es lo mismo de arriba, parece.
pero
ocupaba
está
solo...
fácil. Porque así
Ya, a ver.
listo.
Ya, a ver. The movie is about a girl.
Who, ahí va who.
Yeah, a girl.
Igual puede ser esa runs away from home. ¿O no?
Espérate, déjame leer las otras. Porque sí, también igual se me hace sentido. Sí, yo creo que podría ser esa.
Ya,
Who
sí,
run,
podría
the
ser
book is
eso.
about who run. A ver. Esa es la 2, ¿verdad? Sí, parece que sí.
Sí.
Yeah. What happened to the pictures?
Cannot
That,
explain? No, sí, no, a ver,
that
es que...
were hanging on the wall.
Pero hay que ponerle el who, that, which. A ver. What happened to the pictures?
Ahí va that.
That, yeah, that were hanging.
On the wall. ¿Será eso?
Sí, yo creo que sí. Porque ¿qué otra cosa colgáis en la pared? Aparte de fotos. That.
El which, ¿para qué se ocupaba? Voy a ir a volver a buscarla ya. Which.
Ah, ya, en el 4 se puede usar el which, ¿o no? Con el cannot be explained.
Sí, también. Puede ocupar which
¿Cierto?
o that. Las dos sirven.
Es que todo se me hace sentido con el that. Como
A
que
mí
el which
también.
me cuesta ocuparlo.
Es que el which es como un cual, ¿o no?
Sí, parece, es como which.
Por eso en la 4 podríamos poner, no sé, que aquí dice un misterio es algo lo cual no puede ser explicado. No sé, no, es que igual, ay, no sé.
Pongamos that nomás en esa.
Es que
Busquemos
me
después
suena
que
con las dos.
¿Cierto?
Sí, a ver. A mystery
Es que
something. Which that.
según la guía se puede ocupar con las dos, pues. Podí ocupar la que
¿Y
quieras.
ya ocupamos that? ¿O sí, ya lo ocupamos? Podríamos
Sí.
ponerla con which para ir
Sí.
variando. Ya, a ver. Which.
Va a ir variando.
Which. Ok. Esta es la. A ver. Las 5. I've heard it's a good hotel, but I don't know anyone.
Who
Anyone who
has stayed there?
sí, cierto. Anyone who has stayed. Ay, yo escribí mal. ¿El profe sigue ahí?
No sé.
Sí. Sigue ahí, pero desapareció. Aquí creo que escribieron mal. No creo que no. Creo que nos equivocamos. Porque mira, history is the study of things. Podría ser that happened in the past.
A mí me suena ese, ¿sí?
Sí, porque
Sí.
pusimos el happen in the past en la 2. No, hay que ver,
No, pusimos runs
No hay que
away.
ver. Ya, ignórame, me equivoqué. Me traspapelé. Ya. It's the study of things that happened in the past.
Exacto, sí, a mí me
Which,
suena con that.
mira, me suenan las dos. Ya, pero cualquiera.
Ya, ¿cuál de las dos?
That.
That.
Ya. Happened in the past. Okay.
Einstein was the same.
a ver, nos faltan dos. Einstein was the science who developed the theory of relativity.
Exacto, es lo único que como que le quedaría realmente.
Yeah. Ya, y nos falta una. ¿Cuál es la que queda?
Nos queda, creo que, can support life and makes furniture.
No, esa ya está lista. Es la
¿Sí?
primera.
Ah, ya.
Sí.
Chucha, sorry. Ya, entonces can support life creo que iría la...
Va a terminar.
It seems that is the only plan.
Which
can
okay.
support.
Ya. Which.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, okay. First of all, sorry, because just at the minute we were working or you were working, I received a call from the hospital. I was talking to the doctor. So that's why I had to leave the room. But well, I know that gave you a little bit more chances to finish the task. Okay, so we're going to share the screen again and try to complete to see if you could understand or if you have problems to do it. Okay, so number 2, Danai, in this part that we are observing at this moment, a waiter served us, he was impolite and impatient. Make one sentence.
The waiter who served us was impolite and impatient.
All right, let's see, Catalina Rice, number 3. A building was destroyed in the fire. It has now been rebuilt.
The building that was destroyed in the fire has now been rebuilt.
That's right. Yeah, it could be a building that or a building which was destroyed. Okay, both are correct. Okay, Yarisla, number 4. Some people were arrested. They have now been released. Yarisla, are you there?
Yes. The people who were arrested have now been released.
All right, good. Catalina Rifo, a bus goes to the airport. It runs every half hour. Yeah.
The bus which goes to the airport runs every half hour.
Good, pretty good. Okay, now complete the sentence, choose from the box and use who, that, or which. You have happened in the past, runs away from home, cannot be explained, develop the theory of relativity, makes furniture, can support life, has stayed there, we're hanging on the wall. So number 1 is already done. Helen works for a company that makes furniture. All right, how would you do the next one, Gabriela? The movie.
The movie is about a girl who runs away from home.
Okay, the movie is about a girl who runs away from home. All right, let's see, Danae, then who else is missing in here? Is there anybody else? Yarisla?
Okay.
Okay, Yarisla, number 3. What happened?
What happened to the pictures that were hanging on the wall?
Yeah, that were hanging on the wall. That's right. Danae, number 4. Mystery
A mystery is something that cannot be explained.
That's right. Number 5, Catalina Rice. I've heard.
I've heard is a good author, but I don't know anyone that or who was stayed there.
Anyone that or who has stayed there? That's right. Let's see, Catalina Rifo. Number 6.
History is the study of things which happened in the past.
In the past. All right. And number 7. Karesla.
Einstein was the
scientist.
The scientist who developed the theory of relativity.
That's right. Gabriela, number 8.
It seems that the Earth is the only planet which can support life.
Yeah, it seems that the Earth is the only planet which can support life. Okay, good. Anyway, I'm going to upload these materials for you. Okay, but now we're going to continue with unit number 94. Okay. Unit number 94, which is in here. I'm going to wait. 94. Unit 94, Murphy. Here it is. We were working only with who and which, or that, all right? But now we're going to continue working, but with other relative pronouns like whose, whom, or where. Yeah, also they work in the same way, but where is for the position of things, whose is for the things who belong to someone or whom to replace a person. Okay, so we're going to work with this. First, let's start by reading it, and then we will see the exercises. Let's see. Danai, start reading. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Just to, yeah, there we go. Okay, Danai?
Okay. Whose? Study this example situation. When we were driving home, we saw some people standing by the road. Their car had broken down, so we stopped to help them. We helped them. Oh, we helped some people whose car had broken down. Their car had broken down.
Okay, so whose, meaning that belong to them. We help some people whose car, which car? Their car. All right, that's the idea of whose. Okay, so continue reading, Danai.
Okay, we use whose mostly for people. A window is a woman. A window.
Is a woman.
A widow.
A widow.
A widow is a woman whose husband is dead. Her husband is dead. I met someone whose brother I went to school with. I went to school with his or her brother.
Yeah. Okay. Compare who and whose. I met a man who knows you. He knows you. I met a man whose sister knows you. His sister knows you. So whose is replacing an possessive adjective normally. Whose sister, whose book, whose brother, whose man, whose widow, etc. Okay, whose husband. So that is the idea of whose in here. Do not confuse whose and whose. The pronunciation is the same. Whose, whose. But who is, or who has. Yeah. This one with the apostrophe is who is or who has. The other one without the apostrophe is the relative pronoun that you use or accompany a noun. Whose sister, whose brother, whose husband. Okay. For example, Gabriela, read this, the examples.
I have a friend who's learning Arabic. I have a friend who's just started learning Arabic. I have a friend whose sister is learning Arabic.
Okay, you see the difference. I have a friend who's learning, meaning who is learning Arabic. I have a friend who's just started learning Arabic, meaning who has just started learning Arabic. And I have a friend whose sister, and that is the one, okay, whose sister. It's the same pronunciation, but it's a different meaning. Okay? Now, we're going to jump this whom and we're going to go into where, okay? Where I think it is more useful at this moment. So, read it please, Catalina Rifo. Where, letter C.
We use where in a relative clause to talk about a place. I recently went back to the town where I grew up. I grew up there. The restaurant where we had lunch was near to the airport.
Near the airport.
Near the airport.
That's right.
I would like to live in a place where there is plenty of sunshine.
All right. So we are going to add here whose and where as a relative pronouns. Whose belonging to and where the place where. Yeah. I'm going to go up into the examples for this. Okay. Let's move into this. Oh, I don't put it here. Wait. Let me see if this is the one that I need. Yeah, here we have some examples. Okay. Yeah. You met these people, can you see? Can you see this now?
Yes.
Okay. You met these people at the party. And they say, my mother writes detective stories. My wife is an English teacher. I own a restaurant. My ambition is to climb Mount Everest. We've just got married. My parents used to work in a circus. Yeah, so the next day you tell a friend about these people. Complete the sentences using who or whose. For example, number one, my mother writes detective stories. So I met somebody whose mother writes detective stories. How would you do the next one then? My wife is an English teacher. So, Gabriela, my wife is an English teacher. I met a man.
I met a man whose wife is an English teacher.
All right. I met a man whose wife is an English teacher. I own a restaurant. Be careful. I own a restaurant. Danai. Number three.
I met a woman who owns a restaurant.
Good, good. Yeah. I met a woman who owns a restaurant, not whose in this case, right? Who owns a restaurant. So in here, you have to make the difference between, like in Spanish, saying que o cuyo. Yeah. I met somebody whose mother, conocí a alguien cuya mamá. I met a man whose wife. Conocí a un hombre cuya esposa. And then number 3 is, I own a restaurant. So I met a woman who. Conocí a una mujer que es dueña de un restaurante, no cuyo o cuya, nada que ver in there, nothing to do in there, okay? So now pay attention to my ambition is to climb Mountain Everest. We've just got married and my parents used to work in a circus. So you have to do number 4, I met somebody. Number 5, I met a couple. And number 6, I met somebody. Pay attention, and I'm going to ask you. Yarisla, how could you do number 4? Yarisla, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So number 4.
I met somebody. Can be whose ambitions are to climb Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. It's correct, but why did you change is from are? I don't know. The other part is correct. So say it again. I met somebody
whose ambitions is to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, that's correct. I met somebody whose ambition is to climb. That is the pronunciation. Climb. To climb Mount Everest. Okay. Let's see. Catalina Rifo. I met a couple.
I met a couple who just got married.
Who have just got married.
Okay.
I met a couple. I would say I met a couple who has just got married because it's a couple. One is singular, singular. So I met a couple who's just got married. Okay, who's, but who has, not who's with an H in between. And the last one, Catalina Rice. My parents used to work in a circus.
I met somebody whose parents used to work in a circus.
That's right. I met somebody whose parents used to work in a circus. All right. And finally, to finish the class, we're going to do this part. Okay. 94.3. It says complete the sentences using who, whom, whose, or where. For example, number 1, we help some people whose car had broken down. Well, before going into that, you have to see the difference between who and whom. Okay, because it's a little bit difficult. Wait. Number 4. Yeah. Because you're going to have that problem here. Whom is possible instead of who when it is the object of the verb. George is a person whom I admire very much. meaning I admire him. You can also use a preposition plus whom. To whom, from whom, with whom. The translation is the same, ¿quién? George is a person whom I admire very much, meaning George es la persona a quien yo admiro. Yeah. It is important to have friends with whom you can relax. It's important to have friends with whom, con quienes. Yeah. Whom is a formal word and we do not often use it in spoken English. We usually prefer to say, a person I admire a lot, a person who I admire a lot. Friends you can relax with, friends who you can relax with. Okay, so now, in here, we're going to do it together, this part. 94.3, complete the sentences using who, whom, whose, or where. The first one is there. We helped some people whose car had broken down. Think about the second. Cemetery is a place people are buried. What can you use in there? Who, whom, whose, or where?
Where?
Yeah. A cemetery is a place where people are buried. A pacifist is a person who believes that all wars are wrong.
Who?
Yeah. Pacifist is a person who believes that all wars are wrong. An orphan is a child, parents are dead.
Whose?
Whose, that's right. An orphan is a child whose parents are dead. What's the name of the hotel your parents are staying?
Where?
Yeah. What's the name of the hotel where your parents are staying? This school is only for children. First language is not English.
Who?
Whom?
Whose?
Whose?
The school is only for children whose first language is not English. Cuyo. Esta escuela es solo para niños cuyo primer idioma no es el inglés. Whose first language is not English. The person from I bought my car is a friend of my father's. There is a preposition there, so it has to be whom in this case. From whom, de quién, from whom I bought my car is a friend of my father's. And then I live in a friendly village. Everybody knows everybody else.
Where?
Where? That's right. I live in a friendly village where everybody knows everybody else. Okay. So let's see. We also have to, we should have started with another part, which is the defining and non-defining relative clauses. I'm going to try to explain it, okay? Defining and non-defining. It says here, look at the relative clauses in italics in activity 2 and answer the question. Which relative clauses are necessary to define or identify the noun? Defining relative clauses. Which relative clauses give extra information about the noun? Non-defining relative clauses. What are the differences in punctuation between defining and non-defining relative clauses? And in which sentences could you use the word that? Okay, let's take a look. And here I'm going to try to explain. First of all, the ones which are called non-defining relative clauses are the ones that give extra information. Yeah. And they usually go between commas. For example, I'm going to show you one. This one, number 5. Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid play, is just one of the stadiums you can compete. In here, I am giving extra information about Santiago Bernabeu. So I put it among commas because I can say Santiago Bernabeu is just one of the stadiums you can compete in. And the sentence is correct. But if you want to give more information about Santiago Bernabeu, you put it but between commas. Okay? For example, in here, everyone has their own personality. Sorry. Everyone has their own personality characteristics. So they don't always get along. Here, you can omit this part because it's extra information about this. Everyone has their own personality characteristics that you give them. So they don't always get along. This part is extra information, is between commas. This one is between commas. But in here, number 4, you can manage players whose skills are poor and turn them into the best. You cannot omit this part. You cannot say you can manage players and that's it. This is necessary for the rest because in here, you are given the information, but not extra information. That is the thing. The relative defining, the defining relative clauses says here, are necessary to define or identify the noun. They are necessary. You cannot omit them. Okay? But the relative clauses that give extra information, you can omit that part. For that reason, they are placed between commas. Okay? Well, anyway, on Wednesday, we're going to continue working with this, right? Because this is very important in the grammar aspects, okay? In here, for example, number 3 says, what are the differences in punctuation between defining and non-defining relative clauses? Non-defining, the ones that are given extra information, go between in between commas. But defining, the ones that define the noun, don't need commas. Yeah. So let's see if you can do this exercise before we finish. These are a little bit more difficult. It says, look at the pairs of sentences. Join sentences using a defining relative clause. In the 1980s, Alexei Pajitnov created a computer game. He called it Tetris. How could you make one sentence using a defining relative clause in here? I'm going to do it for you, and then the rest you will try to do it at home. Okay, the first one would be, in the 1980s, Alexei Pajitnov created a computer game which he called Tetris. In the 1980s, Alexei Pajitnov created a computer game which he called Tetris. So you are going to have as homework exercise 4, but number 2, 3, and 4. And also in here, add the extra information in bracket, extra information. So that means that it has to go between commas. Add the extra information in brackets to each sentence using a non-defining relative clause. For example, number 0 is already there. Shakespeare wrote almost 40 plays. And between brackets says he was born in 1564. Shakespeare, comma, who was born in 1564, comma, rode almost 40 planes. Okay, I'm going to try to explain this in Spanish because it's difficult, okay, a little bit difficult. Aquí pueden darse cuenta que las definen a sustantivo y son necesarias, absolutamente, no se pueden sacar. Pero estas non-defining son las que dan información extra del sujeto y van entre comas, se pueden sacar si yo quiero, o sea, no es tan importante. Yo digo, Shakespeare escribió casi 40 obras. Está bien eso, no hay nada que hacer. Pero aquí puedo decir, Shakespeare, que nació en 1564, escribió casi 40 obras. Ese que nació en 1564 va entre comas porque está dando información extra sobre el sujeto y yo puedo omitirlo sin alterar la frase. ¿Ok? ¿Entendieron?
Yes.
Any question? Vamos a terminar la clase aquí. So, any question that you may have, you can ask me now. En la segunda, por ejemplo, Mary Carey is famous for researching radioactivity and developing modern medicine. Y aquí le tengo que agregar a esa frase información extra, ¿cierto? Que va a ir entre comas, que es esta. She won the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prizes.
Mary Curie.
Mary Curie,
who won 2 Nobel Prizes, is a famous for researching radioactivity and developing
modern medicine. That's correct, but remember that you have to place in there a comma. So you have to read it. Mary Carey, comma, won 2 Nobel Prizes, comma, is famous for researching radioactivity and developing modern medicine. All right? So as homework, I want you to do for Wednesday, I want you to do these 2 exercises, number 4 and number 5, and also the ones that I'm going to upload for this class. Okay? And that'll do it today. That's all for today. See you then on Wednesday. Okay? Yeah, that would be all. Thank you very much. See you on Wednesday.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sorry about my leaving the room.